there, nation, and welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and welcome to Way of the Underhive, your ultimate guide to Games Workshop's gritty and immersive skirmish game Necromunda. Whether you're brand new to the dark depths of Hive Primus or a veteran player looking to sharpen your skills, this series is your go-to resource for mastering all aspects of the game. From gang warfare to campaign strategies, we've got you covered. And on today's episode, we're actually having a very special list where we're creating the Prophet's Crusade for your games of Necromunda. We have enough rosters here to do a 1,250 credit starting roster. We also have a roster for a 2,000 credit starting roster for those of you guys want to do the Aranthis Succession. And by following the tips and techniques that we recommend in this video course, we'll give you a very powerful game that you could use to dominate on the battlefield. So let's go and talk about playing the Prophet's Crusade. So first of all, let's talk about the inspiration for this build. So one of my viewers, Dunami5, was the one who actually recommended seeing a Outcast gang led by the Prophet of the Redemption with a lot of psychers inside this gang as well. And that was pretty much the inspiration that we came up with actually doing this army list. This gang roster is actually from the recommendation for Dunami5. I also looked at some of the rules and how to best kind of utilize those rules for our Prophet's Crusade to kind of dominate on the tabletop. And I think it's a really cool way to actually achieve this really neat sounding gang and this really cool idea for Nami 5. Outcast gangs are a lot of fun to play because there's a lot of really cool things you can do with the game mechanics by mixing different things from different houses, different organizations like guilds and so on and so forth. You can really make a really customized gang that could really represent what you want to play on the tabletop as well. And in my opinion, House Cawdor Outcast gangs specifically are one of the most powerful gangs you can use. And the reason why is because you can utilize not just the normal stuff that Law-Binding House Cawdor guys have, but also Redemptionist list too, and they can use that equipment interchangeably as well with the trading roster as well. So there's a lot of really cool combinations you can do. And lastly, the last thing that kind of also inspired me to make this list too is this background image. I was actually on the Reddit, the Necromunda Reddit subposts, and I saw this image called the Cawdor list is what it's called. Basically, this person took some Corvus Cabal from games of Warcry and actually combined them with some weapons and equipment from House Cawdor and actually created this really unique looking gang. And I thought I took some inspiration from this image as well as utilizing what Dunami5 wanted as well as combining it with the Prophet of the Redemption. I came up with this list. So when it comes to the playstyle for this list is what I like to call the hive mind build. What we're going to do is we're going to take the cool and willpower characteristic of the leader of the gang. We're actually going to use that to actually spread that to other members of the gang as well, so that way they can utilize that ability in order to get off psychic abilities. This gang actually has 4 psychers inside this gang. We have one that uses telepathy, one that uses pyromancy, one that uses biomancy, and the last one uses technomancy as well. In addition, there's also a lot of good balance between shooting as well as close combat with this particular list as well, and it's also very aggressive, meant for a close quarters battle within shooting within medium to short ranges as well as a close combat as well. So it's very aggressive. It requires you to get up close and personal with your enemies. So if this is not the list for you, just keep that in mind. That's exactly how this army was basically developed. So that being said, let's talk about our starting roster. Alright, so this is the Crusader Crows. This is a 1,250 credit starting roster. Now you might be wondering, why am I doing at 1,250? The reason why is because I began a lot of comments about asking how I can make a list for about 1,250 credits. I'm noticing a lot of tournaments are actually allowing this as well, so I decided just, and do the increased credit list, so that way you can use it not just for the Underhells, but you can also use it for the Underhives, but you can also use it for the Underhells as well as the Ashways campaign as well. Now, the reason why this is called the Crusader Crows is because of that Cawdor image I saw earlier, which I thought was really cool, and that's where I got the inspiration from this. So your leader for your gang is going to be the Prophet of the Redemption. This character costs 160 credits. They're a Traumatis Personae Outcast gang leader, and we're giving them the weird archetype. And the reason why is so that way they have access to psychic abilities. He's got full servant harness, which can make him quite deadly in close combat. He's also got the Iron Will, Overseer, as well as unstoppable skills automatically. And because you made him a weird archetype, we're giving him the telepathy discipline with fearful aura, so that way people have to roll fearsome leadership cool tests, willpower tests when they're charged in close combat. And we're giving him Iron Will, which allows him to actually take his cool characteristic as well as his willpower characteristic, actually transfer that to the members of his fighter. And that's what we're going to create what's like to call the hive mind build in order to do that, because by doing that power using Iron Will, we can transfer the Prophet's cool characteristic as well as his willpower characteristic to the other fighters within 9 inches of him, which is a really powerful ability to basically have. And that's one of the reasons why we kind of created this hive mind build, because you're transferring those cool characteristics and more importantly willpower characteristics to other fighters in the game. This guy's got a cool of 6 as well as willpower 6, so because of that willpower 6 will be able to be used by his Outcast champions who are also psychers, will also use that in order to cause problems on the battlefield by triggering their psychic abilities. Now this guy does have the Blessed by the Lost Saint special rule, of course, which basically means that if an enemy wishes to make a fight or shoot basic action against them, they have to basically make a willpower test to do that. We also going to back that up a little bit more with Fearful Aura, which kind of protects him twice from being that way as well. He's also got the Beacon of the Redemption as well, which means you got +2 modifiers to cool as well as willpower tests, which means now that willpower characteristic is no longer 6 anymore. It's now 4+ for your champions to get those off as well. We also got Outlaw, because obviously these guys are going to be outlaws, as well as the ability to take the Articles of Faith. In my opinion, the best way to use this is to use the Path of the Prophet, so that way you can mitigate some of those leadership characteristics as well as psychology characteristics for your gang. After that, we have Outcast Champion Rewards that cost 130 credits. This character is also a weird archetype as well. The Gutter Forged Cloaks that gives him a 6-up armor save as well as a 5-up ward save against environmental effects. This guy's got a Chain Axe, the Exterminator, so that way he's got a 1-shot Strength 3 Flamer template, as well as an auto pistol for a backup weapon for close combat, as well as short range shooting. And we're giving this character the Pyromancy disciplines. He's got Fire Shield, makes him immune to blaze conditions, and we're also giving him Flame Blast, so that way you can actually have like a short range Melt-a-Blast against your opponents. And by using that leader's 4+ willpower with a combination of Beacon of the Redemption as well as Iron Will, you're going to be able to get off that power very, very easily. After that, we have Outcast Champion number 2 that costs 110 credits. Once again, another weird archetype with Gutter Forged Cloak. He's got a 6-up armor save as well as a 5-up armor save against environmental effects. We're giving this character a long rifle so that way you can do long range shooting, as well as a stub gun for a back weapon. We're giving this character the Biomancy discipline with fast healing so that way he can reroll recovery tests, and the quickening so that way he can increase his characteristics and be even deadlier on the tabletop. And Outcast Champion number 3 is of course going to be a weird hype with a Forged Cloak once again. He's got a grenade launcher with frag as well as crack grenades. Frag grenades are great against soft targets, and crack grenades against hardened targets as well. He's also got a last pistol for a backup weapon, and we're giving this character the Technomancy discipline with Techno Affinity, so that way they can reroll ammo saves, and at the same time we're giving this character Overcharge, so that way this guy's frag grenade attacks are striking at Strength 5, and his crack grenades are also striking at Strength 8, so this makes it extremely powerful and deadly for you to use with that grenade launcher, especially with the Arrogant Blast effect. Now you do have to worry about this being unstable by taking this ammo roll, but you know what, it wouldn't be Necromunda if there wasn't some risk involved. After that, we also have our Outcast Hive Scum number 1. This character costs you 70 credits. This character's got a Cawdor Polearm Blunderbuss with Grape Impregation shots. That way you got a nice template attack, and at the same time you got a backup polearm weapon that you could use in order to fight against your opponents. Moving on to the rest of our Outcast Hive Scum, we have Hive Scum number 2 that costs you 50 credits. This character's armed with a Cawdor polearm with the autoguns. That way you got a reclaimed autoguns you could use, as well as a polearm for a backup weapon. Outcast Hive Scum number 3 is going to cost you 45 credits. They got a reclaimed autogun as well as a stub gun, so they could do medium to longer range shooting between 12 to 24 inches. That reclaimed autogun. They also got a stub gun they use in close combat as well as a backup shooting attack. And Outcast Hive Scum number 4 is going to cost 50 credits. The last gun as well as a stub gun. Your Outcast Hive Scums are kind of equipped bare bones in this list because most of your credits are going to your champions as well as to your leader. Continue with our roster. Outcast Hive Scum number 5 is costs 50 credits. This character's armed with last pistol as well as a stub gun and dum-dum round, so they can shoot twice with their pistols and fight in close combat. Outcast Hive Scum number 6 is going to cost you 45 credits with a stub gun as well as a hand crossbow, so that we can do some stealth missions with that hand crossbow and still be able to use that in shooting as well as in close combat. And then of course we have Outcast Hive Scum number 7 is going to cost you 45 credits. This guy's got a stub gun as well as an axe. And make up the last few fighters of your gang, we have Outcast Hive Scum number 8 that costs you 60 credits. This guy's got a chain sword as well as a stub gun, as well as Outcast Hive Scum number 9 that costs you 65 credits. This character's got a shotgun with solid and scatter ammo as well as a stub gun, so that way you can do short range shooting with that shotgun. And then lastly, we're going to take a brute for this gang. We're going to take a Scrap Code Corrupted Ambot that costs you 220 credits. This guy's got light carapace armor, 2 tunneling claws, as well as the Berserker skill, so that way he gets additional attack and charge in close combat. More importantly, it comes with nerves his steel, so that way if he does get pinned, it can escape pinning by taking a cool test. It's also got the machine mana special rule as well as the valuable special rule attached to it as well. Your fighters and your Outcast Hive Scum are kind of lightly armed, so you're going to want to rely on your scrap code, corrupted ambot, as well as your champions leader to do most of the damage in your game. And for those of you who are interested in taking your vehicle campaigns out into the Ash Waste, we do have a vehicle. This one's going to be your Scum Racers. It's going to cost you 400 credits. This character's driving a custom rig. It's got a heavy stubber for some heavy fire support, as well as a transport bed to transport your fighters. It's got tire claws for +1 to handling, as well as an easy turnover engine because you had 5 extra credits left over, as well as an engine shell to protect your vehicle's engine in case you take a non-glancing hit to it. And that's going to be your 1,250 credit roster for your campaigns, either in the Underhives or in the Ash Wastes, with an elevated credit limit, and also we got that 400 credit vehicle as well. So let's talk about alliances real quick. So the best alliance, in my opinion, for an Outcast gang like this, when you take a Cawdor Outcast gang, you can only take the alliances that your normal house usually can take. And in my opinion, since we're already outlaws already, the only one we should really take is the Rogue Factoria. Now this is good for a couple reasons. First of all, we have bargain ordinance, which means you can buy heavy and special weapons from the black market. You get the reckless trait or the unstable trait when you get it, but you also get a reduced discount, which is also great as well. You also get the hedge armors benefit, which means you get a brand new ammo jack for free for your gang as well. So that's one of the benefits of being aligned with the Rogue Factoria. You also got the Eye of the Omnicide drawback, which basically means your enemy gets a free bounty hunter, but who cares, so what? I mean, it's not that big a deal to get an enemy bounty hunter. And at the same time, you also have access to the Factoria workers, which means if you buy any counterfeit weaponry whatsoever, you must include your Factoria workers in your gang, but that's not really a big of a problem because all they're doing is giving you more manpower to cause problems for your enemies. And speaking of your guys' characters, let's go and talk about exactly what you get. You get your Factoria Overseer. This character's got mesh armor as well as a combat pistol, which is a combination of auto pistol and plasma pistol, which is quite powerful. He's also packing a shock baton for a close combat attack. He's also got the commanding presence as well as the Overseer skill that he can use on his entourage. And then we also have the Work Party boss, which is carrying the mesh armor, the fire armor save. He's got a last pistol and a shock whip, which is quite nice, as well as the Iron Will skill, so that way you have -1 to your guys' bottle check for your gangs, which is also really helpful. And lastly, we have our Factoria workers number 1, 2, and 3. Now, they can be equipped in one of two ways. They can either carry a reclaimed auto gun or carry a reclaimed auto pistol and a fighting knife. In my opinion, it kind of depends on how you want to equip these guys. I mean, if you need some more longer range shooting, which I recommend taking, the reclaimed auto rifles are nice, which auto guns work really good. But if you want to do some more close combat shenanigans, then you're just as fine with the auto pistol and the fighting knife. You're really using these guys as spam in order to, take a lot of hit to protect the rest of your fighters as well. And then last, we have Dromos, which is your ammo jack. He's got a mesh armor as well as a bolt gun and power hammer. He's got the munitioneer skill as well as the gunsmith special rule. Now, for those of you guys who are going to play in the Underhells campaign and you want to take a Abyssal Ferryman team, I suggest doing what I call the special weapons team. I talked about this in an earlier video when I showed you guys some pre-made Abyssal Ferryman teams that I have. First of all, we have Tie Heart, Solid Rain Tycho, which is your Ferryman skipper. This character's got 4 win allowance, 4+ weapon skill, 3+ blizzard skill, 3 strength, and 4 toughness, 2 wounds, 3 initiative, 2 attack, 7 leadership, 6 cool, 7 willpower, as well as 5 intelligence. This character's got mesh armor as well as a plasma gun with a stub gun as a backup weapon. They got photo goggles as well as the fast shot skill, so that way you can fire that plasma gun twice. Our rig hand's name is Cantez Crazy Shot Stone, which has got win allowance, 4+ weapon skill, 4+ blizzard skill, 3 strength, 4 toughness, 3 wounds, 5 initiative, 2 attacks, 8 leadership, 8 cool, 8 willpower, as well as 7 intelligence. This character's got a flak armor as well as a grenade launcher with frag and crack grenades. They got photo goggles to see in all visibility conditions, and they have the Overwatch skill in order to interrupt enemy activations with that grenade launcher. And then last, we have the Wild Beast, which is a ferryman steersman. This guy's driving a custom rig with a mining laser, long last, as well as an easy turnover engine. And that pretty much makes up my list for this one. Now, for those of you guys who are going to be playing in the Aranthus session, this is your Crusader Crows at 2,000 credits. So once again, we have our leader being the Prophet, this time costing us 200 credits. This character's got Dramatis Persona, Outcast Gang Leader, Weird Archetype once again, still has a full servant harness as well. This time we're equipping with a cult icon, which is kind of weird because you'd think you would have one because that little pole thing is carrying, but Sylvie. So we gave him a cult icon so that we can increase his group activations. Once again, he's got the Iron Will skill as well as Overseers, also got the Unstoppable unstoppable skill as well. Once again, given the telepathy discipline for fearful aura as well as iron will, so that way he can pass on those cool characteristics as well as wolf characteristics. He's got Blessed by the Lost Saint, Beacon of the Redemption, Outlaw, as well as the Articles of Faith, and once again following the path of the Prophet for this one. Outcast ship number 1 is going to cost 185 credits this time around. Still a weird type archetype, but we're creating them with armor, mesh armor, and Gutter Forge cloak. So that way you have now a 4-up armor save with a 5-up environmental save against environmental effects. Still packing a chain axe with exterminator as well as an out Abyssal, but this time we're also giving incendiary charges as well as the pyromancy discipline, fire shield, as well as flame blast. So very much a very deadly kit out for this character. Outcast ship number 2 is going to cost 200 credits. Once again, a weird archetype. Once again, mesh armor with Gutter Forge cloak for the exact same armor saves as before. We've given our long rifle an infra sight as well as photo goggles, so that way they can definitely see up to 18 inches in zero and blackout conditions. He's also got a stub gun as well as the biomancy discipline, fast healing, as well as the quickening. And lastly, Outcast ship number 3 is going to cost 200 credits. Weird archetype once again with mesh armor as well as a Gutter Forge cloak. They're packing a grenade launcher with frag and crack grenades as usual. The last pistol for backup weapon. We gave him photo goggles seen on visibility conditions, and they still have techno affinity as well as overcharged skills. Outcast Hive skill number 1 is going to cost 150 credits. This character has been upgraded with mesh armor as well as a Gutter Forge cloak as well as an eviscerator. So they got a powerful close combat attack with that eviscerator as well as a strength 3 shooting attack, template attack with that flamer attached to it. We've upgraded Outcast Hive skill number 2 to 100 credits. This character's got a mesh armor as well as a Gutter Forge cloak. Once again, carrying a Cawdor blunderbuss with grip as well as purgation shot. And then Outcast Hive skill number 3 is going to cost 205 credits. This guy's also been upgraded as well with mesh armor, Gutter Forge cloak, and this time a Cawdor charger with flamers. That way it's kind of like a pole arm, but there's a flamer attached to it as well, so even deadlier. And then last we got Outcast Hive skill number 4, which costs 95 credits. This guy's got mesh armor, a Gutter Forge cloak, as well as an auto gun equipped with an exterminator this time around, as well as a stub gun for a backup weapon. Outcast Hive skill number 5 is to cost 100 credits. This character's got mesh armor as well as a Gutter Forge cloak. They also got a last gun with a telescopic sight so that they get that short range bonus for long range shooting. We have Outcast Hive skill number 6 that costs 115 credits. This guy's got mesh armor, Gutter Forge cloak, as well as a last pistol and stub gun, and gave him incendiary charges. And then of course we have Outcast Hive skill number 7. This character's got mesh armor, a Gutter Forge cloak, as well as a stub gun, as well as a hand crossbow. Still using that stealth ability, that hand crossbow, as well as incendiary charges. Our last 2 fighters in the normal roster is Outcast Hive skill number 8, so it costs 115 credits. This guy's got mesh armor as well as a Gutter Forge cloak. He's got a stub gun, axe, as well as incendiary charges. And once again, we're keeping our scrap code Corrupted Ambot at 220 credits with light carapace armor, 2 tunneling claws, berserker, nerves of steel, as well as machine madness, and valuable. And for those of you guys that go out to the Ash Waste with your Wrath Secession, you need a vehicle, you get 400 credits to do so. Your Scum Racer costs 400 credits, exact same Scum Racer we talked about earlier. He's driving a custom rig with heavy stubber, transport bed, tire claws, easy turnover engine, as well as an engine shell. So there you guys go. In conclusion, thank you Dunami5 for the recommendation for this list. I realized I made a nightmare list when I put this thing together. This thing is extremely powerful. They can do a lot of things very well, and they're going to cause all kinds of pain and chaos to your enemies on the tabletop of Necromunda as well, which is one of the reasons why I love Outcast games, because you can actually make some really powerful combinations. Your fighters themselves aren't that great, but when you got good weapons and equipment as well as abilities, it's not such a big deal after all, especially if you kind of game it the right way as well. Like I said before, using a House Cawdor Outcast gang, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful games you can actually take. You got access to a lot of good alliances at the same time, really good weapons and equipment as well. Plus, if your leader can take Articles of Faith, you can also have that too, which is all kinds of fun as well. And if you guys have any suggestions for some other gangs you guys would like to see, put it down in the comments box down below. And if I like the idea, I'll make a video on it. So that's good to listen to you guys. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. Your guys' input is valuable to us as always. I am Commander Cheapskate. I will catch you guys next one. Peace out and stay classy.